Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us. We want to begin with that massive migrant encampment on the Texas border town of Del Rio. Well, it is now completely cleared out. As many as 15,000 migrants, mostly from Haiti, were packed into a squalid tent city beneath a bridge near the Rio Grande, hoping to be processed for asylum. Well, Homeland Security officials revealed today that nearly 30,000 migrants were in the area in recent weeks. Officials provided an updated breakdown today explaining where those migrants are right now, and we'll get you those details in just a moment. Many of those Haitian migrants will likely face expulsion. CBS's Manuel Bojorquez has been covering this humanitarian crisis all week, and he leads off our coverage tonight. Good evening, Manny.
Good evening, Nora. It is a drastically different scene underneath the international bridge here in Del Rio, Texas, as thousands of migrants have been moved from the camp to processing centers throughout the region as they await their fate. This is the migrant encampment in Del Rio just days ago. This is what it looks like tonight.
As of right now, there were 0 persons under the bridge.
Of the almost 15,000 migrants, mostly from Haiti, at least 2,000 have been deported. 5,000 are still being processed and could be expelled. The rest, officials say, were either released into the U.S. under the asylum process or returned to Mexico voluntarily. Department of Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas rejected calls to stop the deportations.
We have, in fact, determined, despite the tragic and devastating earthquake, that Haiti is, in fact, capable of receiving individuals.
This is why your country.
The controversy over border agents on horseback dispersing migrants continued, with President Biden weighing in.
Of course, I take responsibility. I'm president, but it was horrible what to see, as you saw. To see people treated like they did, horses barely running them over, people being strapped, it's outrageous. I promise you, those people will pay.
I see their humanity. I see their hope. I see their lives.
Gurleen Joseph is co-founder and executive director of the Haitian Bridge Alliance and has been working with Haitians at the border. Do you see a difference between the Biden approach and the Trump approach?
Unfortunately, we are seeing the Biden administration continuing the same policy, the same approach, cruel, inhumane. We want different.
Fitterson Janvier crossed through 11 countries. He fears being sent back to Haiti. There's no life for them, he says. I want to cry when I see people in the news deported. There's no life for them there. How am I going to live there? There's no life there. The mayor of Del Rio is urging federal officials to do a better job of listening to local officials here along the border who he says warned of a looming crisis. He added that 10 babies were born during the time the migrants were here. Nora?
Manny, thank you for covering this really difficult story all week. We appreciate it.